Hi guys, welcome back to another tips video. This is the round 4 women's tips for 2025. It's the last round of the Indigenous round for the women, so let's go. Anyway, starting off with the D's and the Tigers. Melbourne hung on against Collingwood to win by 4 points in the women's. That's because the Collingwood player missed after the siren. And Richmond also lost to Essendon. Well, the ladder's starting to get a bit more correct. Yeah, it's starting to get correct, but yeah. Anyways, for this first game, we're tipping the Demons by 31 points to make them a 4-0 start. And now the Suns and the Giants, the battle of the winless clubs in the women's at the moment. Pretty sure there was a draw at one point between these two sides, I'm not sure. But yeah, they are both without a win, and I do not have enough information to say about these since they're not good. But who's going to get on the winners list? Well, anyways, I'm probably going to be tipping Gold Coast by this. By 8 points. I really do not have anything to say about this. Carlton v Western Bulldogs. The Dogs lost in a scoreless last quarter, 10-14, which is one of the worst women's games I've seen, I reckon. And yeah. Carlton also beat Brisbane. But yeah. Anyways, we're probably going to be taking Carlton for this by 23 points. Anyways, Hawthorn v St Kilda. Hawthorn won by 4 points in a low scoring contest. Hawthorn are now 3-0 in the women's, continuing on their good run from last year. And the Saints, they're 13th now. They've lost 2 in a row, this time to West Coast. But anyways, we're just going to be tipping Hawthorn for this by 11 points. Now, Sydney versus Fremantle. This is now the Sunday games. The Dockers were absolutely smashed by the reigning premiers. I think Jasmine Gardner was injured. I'm looking through it. Absolutely bad. But Suns have the worst percentage in the women's at the moment. But Sydney, unfortunately, this doesn't show their data from round 3. I just forget to add that, but anyway, Sydney is better than Fremantle in the women's, so tipping Sydney by maybe 39 points. And now, Crows and the Lions. They're both okay in the women's, but dominant in the men's. Doesn't actually show that the Crows won, but they actually won. And Brisbane also lost to Carlton. Anyways, for this game, we're going to be tipping Adelaide by 2 points. Now, North Melbourne v Collingwood. Hangers on top. Pies missed after the siren against the Demons in the women's. 4 points. And the Kangas absolutely demolished Fremantle. Percentage of 504. Wow. Anyways, we're just going to be tipping North for this by 44 points. Now Essendon and Geelong. Geelong are not good in the women's. They lost. But it doesn't show over there because they just couldn't add it. The Bombers won 3 in a row in the women's. This time Richmond they beat it. And anyways, we're just going to be tipping Essendon for this by 15 points. And in the last game, Eagles v Port. Well, I think Port smashed Gold Coast. And also the Eagles beat the Saints. Well, for this last game, I'm probably going to be tipping the Eagles by 5 points, I guess. So that's basically all of the home clubs. Well, anyways, please make sure to join my tips comp. It will be in the link in the description down below if you want to join. Anyways, thanks for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe for more tips videos.